All right, so I finally get to talk about the polarizer here that I've been using with the Sony RX100. This is the new mag filter from carryspeed.com. Mag as in magnetic. So the first version I had some plastic in there from the mold, but now in the final version, you see it's all metal and it's anodized front and back, red in the back, black in the front. High quality glass, they say, is made in Japan. And in my trials, I have not had any loss in sharpness, and the polarizer does work. So let me show you how it kind of comes together here. I already have one set up for this Sony RX100, and you see there's a thin metal ring that adheres to the front. So your camera can still expand and retract the lens. It doesn't change any of the form factor. So the filter has magnets built into the body, and it just attaches to the front. And again, the camera can still expand and retract the lens, and the filter can remain on the camera. When you're not using it, you can put it with the provided teardrop pouch. So we're going to go through the process of putting one onto the RX100, and the way it works, there are two sizes available right now. There's a 42 millimeter and a 36 millimeter. The 36 millimeter will cover cameras like the Canon S95 and Canon S100, while the 42 millimeter will fit cameras like the Sony HX9V, 10V, 20V, 30V, or even the Sony RX100. They do have two available. It covers a wide range of different high-end compact cameras. But again, right now, they only have the polarizer. They will be coming out with other things like an ND filter. So getting back to installing it, it's going to look something like this, and you're going to pull the bottom piece out. That's the metal ring, and that gets adhered to the front of the lens. So you pull off the wax paper, and it's probably easier if you expand the lens completely. And then you're going to find the center of the lens, and that looks pretty good. So just push it on. And now that that metal ring is stuck on there, you're going to take this filter. You're going to remove the top protective layer. There's one in the front, and there's one on the inside. Make sure you take off the one on the inside. And then you just stick it right to the front. All right, so for the polarizer, all you have to do is you take it outdoors, find a scene where you would need a polarizer, and then you just turn it until the image looks good on the screen. And then you take your picture, or you just leave it there for your video. Okay, so they said that the glass optics is made in Japan and it's supposed to be coated in high quality. So one of the tests that they talk about is, here's a cheap filter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a drop of water onto each one of them. So here I add a drop of water to this cheap filter. And then I'm going to add a drop of water to the mag filter. And if I tilt this downwards, you can see how the water spreads out across the surface of the glass. And then if I tilt this filter here, you can see how it doesn't spread across the surface of glass. It just kind of stays as a bead. So there's a cheap filter, and there's the coated filter. So the glass is coated, and it's much higher quality than cheap stuff out there. And in my use, again, I didn't experience any loss in sharpness even when at full telephoto with my Sony RX100. And the polarizer feature does work to cut out glare on things like water, glass, and the blue skies. So that's it. That's a mag filter from carryspeed.com. This week they'll be coming out with the polarizer filter, and later on they'll be coming out with other things like the ND filter. There are two sizes available, the 36 and the 42 millimeter. The 42 millimeter again is for like the Sony HX9, 10, 20V, and the Sony RX100. And the smaller 36 millimeter filter is for the Canon S95 or Canon S100. So check out more about the mag filter at carryspeed.com.